Hello everyone, it's Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks very much for joining me. So today I'm doing a design team project share for the KSCRAFTLovers Store. The dies that I used for these projects were designed by Nicole Silhouette here on YouTube. So let's get started and I'll show you my projects. The first die set that I used was this dress die set, and it comes with a few layers, the outline of the dress and the outline of the skirt. And there are a couple of different skirt layers, so you can have your skirt looking two different ways. There's a couple of belts and then there's the bodice of the dress. With this die set I created two different cards. The first card I created was an easel card, and easel cards are so much fun to make and they are very easy to do. And I was very happy with how this card came out. The second card I'd like to show you is called an inside out card, and this involves a little bit of partial die cutting where the dress has been partially cut on one side, and I then glued the dress layers on top. It's a very effective looking card, and I had to modify some existing measurements of an inside out card that I had made previously, so unfortunately there are a couple of little mistakes, but you won't see those, and you can write on that inside part. Next up is this Viewmaster Reel die, and this was one that I had to have a big think about how I was going to use it. So I did a little bit of a search on Pinterest and I found a lady that had done a spool. She'd turned the Viewmaster Reel into a spool and she cut some film strip from a die, and I purchased a Tim Holtz film strip die, and I cut this so that it would be twice as long, and you unroll it. And these are pictures of my daughter. And she said she didn't mind being on YouTube. So there she is, she's on YouTube. And you unroll it, and I think there's about 16 photos. And I thought this was a unique way to make a little mini photo album. And then you roll it up. And I've got it fastened with a piece of ribbon that I sewed a press stud onto. I will put the link below in the description box of the blogger where I got this idea from. And that just fastens around there with the press stud. And you can see that's the Viewmaster Reel there. And I made a centre for it. Glued some flowers on the top and also interweaved some ribbon in and out those slots just to add a bit of interest, and stuck some flowers on the top. And I was very happy with how this came out. Just something a little bit different and off the page. And yes, I can do a tutorial for this if you'd like me to. Just let me know in the comments box below. Moving on to the next project, and I'm using this male perfume bottle die set, and this is a die set I probably would not normally buy, but I wanted to have a go and give it a try anyway, and this was the card that I came up with. And as you can see, that holographic cardstock that I've used is pretty stunning, and it looks like shattered glass, very sparkly. What I'm showing you there is I tried to make a rain shaker card here so that it looked like the fluid was moving when you tilted the card up and down. It didn't really go to plan. It got lost on the background for a start, and I should not have used cotton. I should have used that beading thread, which is like fishing line. But you live and learn, and I'll know for next time. I'm still happy with how it looks on the card, even though it's a little bit difficult to see. For a first try, I'm happy with it. And I will do a tutorial for the rain shaker card part at a later date. Moving on to the next project, and this die set creates a loaded bag or a loaded tag, and Nicole designed this with crafters in mind that exchanged happy mail between each other. It has the words happy, mail, Earth Day, and their shadows. Happy mail is not something that I do, and I'm not exactly sure that it's very big here in Australia, but I wanted to make the project anyway. The papers that I'm using on this is from KSCRAFT. And I was also thinking you could probably stick some double-sided magnetic tape on the back of it, and you could put it on the fridge. And then you could put your things inside, maybe takeaway menus or something like that. So I'll just bring the die set back in to show you that I cut that hole out with one of the dies from the set. And all those flat back pearls around the edges there, I've stuck them on one by one. Yes, crazy, I know, but I strangely find that therapeutic, sticking those on. So I'm very happy with how this turned out too. Okay, moving on to the next project, and this die here makes a rosette, and you need to cut out this die 4 times to get your rosette pieces. And when I did cut this out, I did find the rosette to be a little bit too big for what I wanted, so I cut it down, and I'm showing you there about where I cut it down once the papers were cut. And I put together my rosette and stuck it on a gift bag that I'd made. And I made this gift bag myself without a die by hand. I followed a tutorial from YouTube, and I will link that down below. Inside the bag I have lined it with some purple cardstock just to coordinate with the colours that I've used on the bag. And in the centre of the rosette I decided to place a bow, and I think that really finishes off the rosette nicely. You could also, if this is a gift bag, attach a tag to the handle of the gift bag that says who the gift is for. And last but not least, here is a die set that creates a 3D mailbox. There is an assembly tutorial on how to put this 3D mailbox together here on my YouTube channel, and I shall link it down below in the description box. I love the way that my mailbox turned out, and I made my own letters to go in the mailbox using my envelope maker. And I made my envelopes 3 by 4 inches, and I stuck them together in a way that they would hold themselves into that slot at the top without falling through. I used decorator paper on the outside of my mailbox that had the look of cracked paint, as I wanted my mailbox to look a little bit realistic. And this paper was available from KSCRAFT, and I decorated it with flowers and leaves. Super happy with how it came out. So I hope you've enjoyed watching my project share for the KSCRAFTLovers Store, and that it's given you a little bit of inspiration. If you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would really love that too. Thanks very much for watching today. Have a great day, and bye for now.